Chris Paul. And Paul for three. Got him. Over to Chris Paul. Guarded by Kuzma. Tough shot by Paul.
For the Phoenix Suns. Down by 4. They've trailed by 11. Look at the maneuvering of Paul.
Lakers give it right back. So Aiden on the other end gets a steal. Here's Paul now. He'll pull the mid. Typically throughout the regular season, the Suns at a very slow pace. Obviously, Suns down a pair at a 1-point lead at the.
And if he makes that shot, you've done your job defensively.
Chris Paul finds room.
Just going right at, using their speed as Paul gets.
Paul looking. Paul driving. Falling away. It's
goal. McLemore's on him. Down to 3. Dancing. 15. Gash when he can. Into the paint. And underneath Ayton and kicks it back out for Paul. Shot.
Gets them in their sets. Gets a good shot attempt every time.
Big shot by Chris Paul. What a stroke. Has gone 6 of 13. He's got 15 points. Paul and Porter.
0 for 4 start for Porter Jr.
Weaving is Paul.
Think about taking him out of here so he doesn't pick up that third.
Slicing for a free shot from mid-range. Quicker, get a little tighter. Good screen. Oh, Paul gets 3.
Can work with you going forward for game 3 when this shifts back to Denver. Into it.
Another 3.
Look, Chris Paul and this Phoenix Suns team is coming right back at you.
And kept the rebound over to Crowder. Here's Paul left alone. Cut it.
Makes the mistake and gets the offensive foul.
Here is Paul. His pull-up is 7 to shoot. Chris Paul in the mid-range. Here is Paul. Paul again in the mid-range. Here is Paul. The pull-up is.
Runs time off the clock and gets the shot that they want every time.
Paul again. The mid-range maestro.
I'm trying to tell you. You don't want to guard Chris Paul that way.
Series 0 of 4 for Michael Porter Jr. Weeding through traffic. Paul barging ahead and finds his spot and rattle. Paul trying to punch it down low. Jokic comes out on him. Shot clock at 1. He's got to fire. Oh! Around 2 screens. Chris Paul. 2 screens. Paul ready to fire. Paul, it is so hard to close. Paul.
Playing defensively to take him out the game, and those guys would play.
Oh, look at that play. Look at
right now.
Screen. Paul sets. He's 36. Got the screen. Paul lets it rip.
limited since the opening minutes. Both teams under 40% from the field. Chris Paul pulls up. 4 to shoot for Paul. Tries a three-pointer. Chris Paul steps up. Three-pointer is good. Paul pulls up. Jump shot is good.
We see that zone again on this possession.
Paul shoots over Zubac. Consecutive game with that sprained knee. Chris Paul lost it momentarily. Gets it full. Chris Paul jump shot. Paul scoots inside between the legs, backing away. Chris Paul pulling away.
They're not going to win if he's not playing at a high level. Not in this series.
Start the game. Chris Paul dashes inside. Foul line jumper. Morris picks up Chris Paul. Paul cross Phoenix. Chris Paul with a jumper. That's good.
Offensive end.
No doubt about it. It's only the 7th game in the playoffs he's played.
Affected at times. It's just the way the society is.
No, but why would you go on there if you know it's 90% negative?
Chris Paul left open. Has plenty of time. Three-pointer. That's good. Paul gets inside. Looks back. Nobody near him. Hits the jumper. Assist for Chris Paul. There's the screen set by Ayton. Paul, pull-up jumper. 8 to shoot for Chris Paul.
Devin Booker's at half court talking to the fans.
Paul for three. 10 years. That's never happened before. A team making the finals after missing the playoffs for 10 years or more. Paul putting on the finishing touches. What a performance from Chris Paul. 40. Lopez, their leading scorer here in the first half. Chris Paul finds some room and get him out, because his stretches, he does exactly that. He plays so hard and gets fatigued as Paul knocks. Chris Paul loves that spot and rattles it home. Paul gets away from Holiday. It's a wide open shot.
Actually makes them. 3 for 11. I mean, he's getting good looks. 20. They got to shoot the ball better. They're playing hard. They're getting good shots.
Chris Paul knocks it down.
But you see the bounce in the way that Chris Paul's attacking with no Drew Holiday.
He already has 11 points in the quarter, and we played just over 4 minutes. Chris Paul, 6 on the 24. Paul drives on Connaughton, stops, pulls up, falling away. Shot bounces.
Be more aggressive.
Here's Chris Paul. Off back two. And that huge third quarter. Chris Paul from the elbow.
And allowing him to be aggressive.
Connaughton trying to play aggressively on Chris Paul, falling away. Paul jump shot over at Tetaku.
Adjustments, this and that. It's nonsense. All he's ever done is win. He is an outstanding
7 to shoot. Paul the crossover, falling away. Shots up and good. That's just a. Holiday continues to pick up Paul early. Left wide open. Trying to stay with Chris Paul. Paul finds some room, shoots over.
Struggling. You thought he'd be much better coming off of game 4. He's got to find a way to establish.
Chris Paul finds a spot, 3-point. Chris Paul looking. Left alone, tries the 3-pointer. Under 3 minutes remaining. DeAndre Ayton is limping up the court. Chris Paul the fake. Pulls up, jumps.
Better matchup with P.J. Tucker defending him. And then the switch, he's able to get to his spot. He's going to miss his share of those at the rim. He's going to capitalize and dominate.
Chris Paul comes right. A 12-point turnaround here in this quarter. Suns led by 7, now trail by 5. Chris Paul.